We have to start with this quote because it really gets to the heart of the matter. It's a warning, a call to action. Right now, the foundations for artificial intelligence are being poured, and the choices we make today, well, they're going to define our future for a long, long time. We have this very small window to get it right, so let's dig into how. So, in this explainer, we are going to unpack a really fascinating proposal. It's about building a brand new piece of the internet's core infrastructure. It's called the .ia domain, and it's designed to tackle a problem that is coming at us at supersonic speed, a problem that affects everything from AI safety to our economic future. All right, here's our roadmap. First, we'll talk about the challenge, this coming agent tsunami. Then we'll take a step back and look at how we actually solved a really similar problem way back at the dawn of the internet. From there, we'll get into the solution itself, see how it would work, explore its absolutely mind-blowing economic potential, and finally, talk about why this is such a critical decision point for all of us. Okay, let's set the scene. We are not just talking about slightly smarter chatbots here. No, we are on the verge of an internet that is going to be packed with autonomous AI agents. You can think of them as digital employees or digital coworkers, and they'll be working on our behalf 24/7 at the speed of light. And the scale of this is it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. Not millions, not even billions. We're talking trillions of these agents. And every single one of them is going to need an identity, a way to be managed, a way to be trusted. This isn't just another software update. This is an infrastructure challenge unlike anything humanity has ever faced. So how do we identify these agents right now? Well, that's the problem. We use something like this, a long, messy string of characters called a DID, a decentralized identifier. It's kind of like a serial number that's impossible for any human to read or remember. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic for security, but it's also perfect for hiding in the digital shadows. For any system to have real accountability, you need actual names. But here's the good news. This isn't our first rodeo. We've actually stared down an almost identical problem before, way back when the internet was just getting started. And the solution we came up with back then was the domain name system, or DNS. You use it hundreds, maybe thousands of times a day and probably never even think about it. It's the internet's phone book. It's what takes a simple name like example.com and translates it into that long string of numbers, the IP address, that computers need to find each other. And this system, it didn't just appear out of nowhere. It evolved. I mean, it started as a single manually updated text file for the entire network. As the internet grew, we obviously needed something better, so the DNS was invented. And eventually, a global nonprofit, ICANN, was created to coordinate it all. It's a story of infrastructure scaling to meet demand. And here's a fun fact. AI has been part of this since day one. The very first domain name ever registered, symbolics.com, for an AI company. It's all coming full circle. Now, here's the key takeaway from that history lesson. Deep inside the DNS, there's this special domain that you've probably never heard of, .arpa. You can't build a website on it. It's not for email. It exists for one reason and one reason only, infrastructure. It's the plumbing that makes everything else work. And that brings us right to the core of this whole proposal. We have this proven concept, an infrastructure domain. It's like an old key that we know works perfectly. And now we have this brand new lock, the coming agent tsunami. So, what if we just use that old key on this new lock? This chart just lays it out so clearly. You've got your normal commercial domains, right? Your .coms. You've got your country codes like .us. But the idea here is to create a new domain in a third very special category, an infrastructure top-level domain, an ITLD. And just like .arpa, it wouldn't be governed by commercial interests. It would be managed by technical bodies as a public utility. So here it is, plain and simple. The proposal is to create .ia, a new namespace, a new corner of the internet built for one single purpose, to give those trillions of intelligent agents a verifiable identity in the digital world. So how would this actually work in practice? Well, the best way to think about it is like a digital license plate. Every car on the road needs one, right? For identification, for accountability. The .ai domain would do the exact same thing, but for every AI agent on these new digital highways. It provides the most basic guardrails we need for a safe system. Think of it as a bridge or a translator. On one side, you have that long, anonymous cryptographic ID. A query gets sent to the .ai system, and on the other side out comes a simple, human-readable name, a name that you can actually look up in a web browser. And just like that, accountability becomes possible. So what do we get from this? Well, the benefits are huge. All of a sudden, agent identities are public and verifiable. You get a global identity system that works across borders. You get a clear line of accountability. And maybe most importantly, you ensure this critical layer of the internet is managed for the public good, not just for private profit. Okay, but this is where the idea goes from just interesting to potentially world-changing. This isn't just about technical plumbing. This same infrastructure could become the foundation for a revolutionary new economic model, one that could help all of us thrive in the age of AI. What if? What if the very system that manages these trillions of digital workers also paid for our future? Imagine tiny, almost invisible fees generated from their transactions. Those fees could be collected and funneled into a self-sustaining model for universal basic income. It's a way for this new AI economy to support the human civilization that built it in the first place, basically building UBI right into the pavement of the new internet. And this is where we see a really profound fork in the road. You've probably heard of the WorldCoin model. It requires scanning every person's iris to prove they're a unique human. The .ia model suggests a totally different, privacy-first path. It says, let's delegate trust to institutions we already have, like NGOs or your local city government. No invasive biometrics required. And all of this brings us to the final and most important point. We really are standing at a crossroads. The decisions we make right now about the internet's most basic layers will determine whether the next version of the web works for everyone or just for a powerful few. I love this quote. It's a bit of a pun, but it's so true. How we govern our infrastructure isn't just some boring technical detail. It can literally be our destiny. We actually have the power to deliberately design these systems for fairness, for transparency, and for human benefit. So, in the end, it really comes down to a choice. We can be the architects of this new world, embedding our values right into its foundation. Or we can just stand back and let it be designed for us. Because make no mistake, the technology is coming. The only real question left is who's going to step up and build it.